Lizzo, if you experience suicidal thoughts. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis, hypothermia.
Cut the album.
Out your ears.
I like her mouth is open the whole time. I'll be back to doing my comedy show in New York, and you can get your tickets now for that. People, you know that I've been going to New York and doing a comedy show there, and it's been going very well. The venue has been asking us to come back and just pretty much gave us a regular thing now. So I'll be there on June 21st, back at the Broadway Comedy Club and back in the Red Room, 9:30 show this time. Get your tickets now. These shows have been selling out every time we do them. And you can get your tickets by going over to BroadwayComedyClub.com, or you can go to Double Toasted NY and get your tickets now. Oh, look out. South Park got a new special out there. Oh, everybody duck. Who they messing with now?
Well, it's always like, they ain't talking about me, are they? Okay.
Woo. Well, I will say, you know, whenever South Park does a special, they talking about something and no one's safe. And this one right here, let's just say it's a heavy subject.
It's time for some drastic measures to bring down his wages.
Come on, man.
Thank you. This man appreciates it over here. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You appreciate true talent and genius.
I almost died.
South Park, the end of obesity.
If you know South Park, and you do, but if you know South Park, you know that South Park is never afraid to target celebrities out there and then shit all over them. South Park is the place you don't want your name in.
Right.
Trust me. Man, if there's any reason to be happy that you're not famous, because of Cartman. Cartman get a hold of your ass. It's done. It's done. And South Park's latest target, maybe I should say victim, is Lizzo. Some of y'all heard about this. This is getting a lot of attention because in this special right here, they had some things to say about Lizzo, use her name and somewhat of her image as an example of healthcare. And she heard this and she actually responded to it.
Like that?
Like that,
Yep.
yeah. Looking like Precious Mama over here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she just woke up and heard this. She's like, let me get on this.
Oh,
right
I
now.
would have waited.
I think she's, no, I ain't gonna be mean. No, listen. So this, if you've seen the special, then you probably know the part that she's responding to. You can't miss it. I mean, they only said her name about 100 times during it. But if you haven't, her response includes this segment that mentions her and her genuine response to it. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Guys, my worst fear has been actualized.
In Manjaro, I've controlled all my cravings to be thinner with Lizzo.
I love it. She's like, what the?
Lizzo, if you experience suicidal thoughts. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis, hypothermia.
Cut the album.
Out your ears.
I like her mouth is open the whole time. This is her natural reaction, and she is going to comment on this, I hope, at the end of this video here.
I'm really that bitch. I'm really that bitch, and I'll show y'all how to not give a
I like the way she got these maracas, man. You know the things that they got in doctor's office where clack, clack, clack.
You how to not give a oh, Lizzo, bitch.
Wow, that's the response, y'all. All right, listen. Let me
Oh,
just.
she took it well.
Well, you know what? Let me just say this.
I was feeling
I will say this. First of all, this is not a segment to bash overweight people, even though we will get on this subject right here. We might make some jokes. Martin and Julie, like, what's this wee shit, y'all? You might make some jokes. But I'm gonna let you know that I am sensitive to the subject matter of obesity and weight with people. So, we do make some jokes. Don't take it personal, and we're going to discuss that. This is not something that we're here to ridicule people who are overweight or consider themselves to have weight problems. That's not it at all. So I'm going to tell you this. First of all, she's been catching a lot of flack for her response. You've heard this already.
Well, I mean, she's been getting flack for a long time. She's acting like she didn't have a falling out with the whole media.
That's the thing. It's easy for some people not to have some sympathy for her because, well, you know, she lived long enough to see herself become the villain. And it didn't take long. The whole thing of her sexual harassment case is still over people's heads.
Yeah, she's the banana bitch. Remember? She was like making people eat bananas out of like people's assholes and stuff.
Wait,
something.
what?
What?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was doing like crazy. I thought I heard like that she was in Amsterdam and like telling people like, all right, eat the banana out of someone's ass crack or something like that.
Okay, I didn't know that, and I still don't know about. I know she was just. I don't know. Okay, I'll be honest with you. It's been a long time I read this. I don't know what was going on with the details of the harassment, but she did have a lawsuit coming in from several members of her dance crew, you know, and she tried to get it tossed out, and the judge said, "No, I'm not gonna do that." So
yeah,
but I like that though. She's not just that bitch; she's that banana
bitch. Wow,
call me banana bitch. Eat the ass banana.
Yeah, eating bananas from performers' vaginas. These articles say that's from NBC.
Well,
I was like, an ass is too tight. It would just squeeze the banana and mash
exactly.
it. But vagina, okay,
that's more like a banana split or something.
Yeah, they got women in Thailand that'll do that.
And it's much more
off in slices.
Oh yeah, and it's much more hygienic when you think about it. So come on, man.
Read what that says.
Okay, the headline.
Yeah.
Okay, never in my life did I think I'd read a headline that said banana coochie. Lizzo's banana coochie comments resurfaced after sexual harassment lawsuit.
See?
Somehow, Julian, only you would make this sound better. Eating bananas from people's asses. Now that sounds all right after what you said.
Yes.
No, that sounds crazy. That sounds crazy. So yeah, you know, maybe after that, no one's really having any sympathy for her. Let me just say this: if I was Lizzo, and you know, I'm not. This is just me. But if I was Lizzo, I probably would not have responded like that. Because when you get defensive, they got you. You know, that's the rules of roasting, playing the dozens, high-siding, whatever game you play where you something making fun of somebody else and you know, they're making fun of you. The whole point of the game is if you lose your shit, if you lose your cool, you lose. They got you. You know, and listen, that's easier said than done.
Well, do you feel like she was defensive there?
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
She was talking shit.
Okay.
Yeah, because listen, I feel she's offensive because again, this is just me, but given the already kind of negative cloud that's hanging over her, what I would have done with this, I think, if I was her PR person, I would have laughed it off.
Yeah. That seems like what she was mostly doing.
Well, I would have laughed it off because she's like, I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. I tried to help people, and that's when I
got more. She was like, wow, I can't believe they acknowledge me.
No, I got it like she was being defensive with it.
Yeah, I got a self-righteous vibe from her. It's like, see what I did? I did this, and now these idiots with their cartoon are talking about me.
Yeah, maybe I misunderstood. Maybe because I would have laughed it off, and I would have said, hey, that was funny. You got me, guys. You know, yeah, hey, that cool. I would have made it well known that, yeah. This whole thing of her message about self-love and embracing, you know, who you are and whatnot probably would have been accepted a little bit more too. But man, it's bringing out a lot of people out there. Bringing out a lot of people out there who are just, you know, making a bigger issue out of this than Lizzo.
Yeah, that's the internet. That's what the internet does.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was surprised that she responded. I watched the episode. I was like, oh yeah, Lizzo, forgot she existed. That's funny though.
Some of y'all probably not gonna like what I'm saying here because I think a lot has been misconstrued here. And especially with Lizzo being who she is, you know, because that's how I think I would have like probably even seemed a little more, I don't know, to have a sense of humor about this because since now everybody knows her as that chick that, you know, has abused her dancers and, you know, sexually harassed them and shit. Now everybody just sees this shit right here, you know. You know, where my banana at? Everybody sees that shit with her, man. I would have, if I was Lizzo, you know, I probably would have responded a little lighter. But, you know, allegations aside, and this is not for me to defend her, but I think her message has been misunderstood. You know,
okay.
I think this subject goes beyond her. And as for what South Park, see, I'm gonna tell you what I saw today with this. It wasn't so much about even Lizzo with what they have here. You know, I've been seeing comments now from people, especially on Twitter, you know, surprise, surprise, where, you know, this has gone beyond South Park and Lizzo, and now other people are being attacked that I think is really ugly the way people are behaving. You know, and so when South Park doing this episode here, I think what they said, this whole message about, because the whole thing with Lizzo and, you know, this parody that they did with her name, it's about people who are saying, you know, love yourself no matter what.
Yeah, Lizzo is a substitute for weight loss.
Yeah, because that's been Lizzo's message. Mm-hmm. Lizzo's message has been, hey, you know, or at least of what people think Lizzo's message has been, you know, love yourself no matter what size you are, how big you are, you know, and a lot of people took that as, you know, love yourself regardless of what health problems that may be involved, you know, what whether you're obese or not, you know. And I think when South Park put this out there, I think it was good what they said, because, you know, there is something where you can take that message too far. I think they were right in doing what they did. I thought the parody was kind of funny, but I also think it's problematic too. And
Do you think the parody is problematic or her message is problematic?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what they're saying about this message, not just hers. I think her message is being people are running with this and doing something else with it. You know, so I'll tell you what people are hearing is with Lizzo and this message of body positivity. What people are hearing is, you know, you're beautiful no matter what size you are, what shape you are, even if you're obese and unhealthy. But if you say otherwise, if you come in and point out that, you know, your health is an issue, you know, maybe, you know, your size might be an issue, you know, then it's considered to be body shaming. It's considered to be, you know, you're not accepting somebody, you know, you're putting people down for who they are. You know, of course, this is very flawed logic. You know, like I said, even half jokingly one day, I said, you know, I made a joke about it, but I said, you know, it's take pride in yourself. Definitely, you know, don't let anybody put you down. Stand up for yourself, but that don't mean your big ass can eat everything. You know, it's like, you know, it's body positivity doesn't mean, you know, it's not a general statement. All right, you know, body positivity does not mean that you ignore any health problem that you may have. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't know if I completely agree with that.
If you are obese and somebody says that you know, don't point out my obesity, I'm beautiful no matter what, you know, obviously if somebody's telling you have a health problem.
Right, but somebody just pointing out that you're obese, that's not any kind of help. That is like a person who's obese, they already know they are. I mean, if a doctor comes to you and says, hey, you have this issue that you need to take care of, that's one thing. But just some person going like, I think you're too fat.
No, that's not what I said. I'm saying you look at a person and I didn't say you call a person fat. Mm-hmm. What I'm saying is you point out, you tell people like, hey, your obesity might be a health problem. Right. You know, if you're telling them, hey, look, this is what I noticed with you. You know, I noticed you, point out whatever. You have heavy, you eat bad. You have heavy breathing. You know, have you been to a doctor? And you know, there's certain things that you can point out with somebody who you might know. Like exactly, you know, I don't want to say anything. For example, you know, I'm working out with a friend right now. I know. And I said, you know, he had concerns about his health, and I said, yeah, I think that is a problem. Right. We should try to do something. Right. I didn't just look at him and say, hey, you're fat. Get up. Right. And do something. Right. You know, but I'm not going to sit up here and tell him like, hey, man, you know what? You're beautiful no matter what. You know, you look good. No, don't let anybody tell you that you look bad.
Sure. But this is something that he was aware of before you said something to him.
But there's this general feeling from people like, hey, you know, body positivity. You know, don't tell me that I'm not beautiful. I didn't say you weren't beautiful. I just said, hey, you know, I'm concerned about your health. I wish, you know, I want you to be safe. I want you to get checked out. I want you to do something. You know, a lot of people take that as you're body shaming somebody.
No, I get that. But also so often, more often than not, somebody coming under the guise of, I'm just trying to help you out, they're speaking to their own uncomfortableness at your aesthetic rather than a genuine concern for that person's health.
And I'm not trying to be bad here because this whole thing with, and I've seen this, and listen to what I'm saying, because this is why I said, you know, because some people gonna think that I'm that person looking at a person who's overweight and taking any, you know, and generalizing and saying, oh, you know, why are fat people, you know, so proud of who they are? And that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that when you tell us, it's just like with any other kind of, you know, catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lie to tell people to constantly tell yourself, you know, body positivity. It's a lie, man. You know, just because it's a lie to make yourself feel better. You know, there are some people, exactly what you're saying. There are some people who are, and especially because this applies to a lot of women out there, you know, more than men. Mm. You know, women actually are judged worse than men. And I think that's part of what this is, you know, this catchphrase is about. It's to, you know, especially women who are judged more than men are. Mm-hmm. It's to make them feel better because there's certain sexism applied to that. Mm-hmm. But, you know, this whole thing of telling yourself body positivity. There are some women out there who are large. They wear it well. They pull men. You know, they're healthy. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about them. You know, I'm talking about the people who really are unhealthy, the people who are not taking care of themselves. And to tell them to keep telling yourself body positivity is negative reinforcement. I don't think that that's proper. I don't think that that's, you know, because, and by the way, it's also a little hypocritical too, because some people say body positivity. You tell a woman one day, tell her, hey, wow, girl, you look like you're getting big. They're not going to turn around and say, oh, well, I'm beautiful. They're going to say, who the f you talking to? What'd you say to me? You know, like somebody said, tell somebody, and I'm not even talking about this with Lizzo. I'm not trying to make fun of her, but it is true. Women, you know, want to back up Lizzo, but hey, tell somebody that they look like Lizzo, and a lot of women will be like, you know, why'd you say that?
There's plenty who will say, why'd you say that? And there's others who will just tee-hee along and go home and cry. And just feel horrible about themselves and indulge in self-destructive behavior.
Yeah, and that's why I say I don't think you should tell somebody just openly, you know, generically that, hey, be body positive. It's a generic statement that people try to apply to everything.
But it is okay for people to be body positive.
Yeah, it is okay.
Just not everybody.
No. I mean,
so how do you separate that message out?
I think you know, of course, it's an individual thing. Like I said, I keep saying it. If you're unhealthy, I don't know what's wrong with saying it. If you're unhealthy, there is a problem. I'm sorry. I'm not going to tell somebody that, hey, you know what? You're beautiful. Oh my God, you know, you're fine. You're positive. I'm not telling somebody that who obviously has a problem. I'm not. Somebody who doesn't, I'm not going to say that to. But again, you know, it depends on the thing. I'm not going out looking at everybody like that. I'm not even looking to say that to somebody.
Right. But when you put out a message like that, you don't say, hey, be body positive, except for you obese people. You get your shit together.
No, okay. But if I will say that. If you're unhealthy, yeah. If you're 400 pounds, you got a problem.
You can do that individually, but not as a statement you're putting out.
I didn't say that generally. And that's what I say. I said, I'm not saying that generally about people. I said it's an individual thing.
But you're saying that her having that message is not good.
I think the statement, though, that the episode is making is that Lizzo is used as a coping mechanism for people who are out of shape to be like, oh, well, Lizzo said it's okay. And it's really not.
Overweight is, because there are people who are overweight and they're healthy. I mean, I won't even say they're overweight. They're just a different body size. Mm-hmm. They're a different body size. They're not the slender person that, you know, they're not the slender person that we've been, you know, trained to accept as the image of beauty. They're fine. Mm-hmm. And I don't think anybody's talking about them. Again, I'm not, you think you're misconstruing what I'm saying, and you think I'm talking about anybody who, you know, is fat or anything like that, or considered to be fat.
I'm not
think
saying
you are,
but you're saying kill the whole message when the message is a positive, a good thing for most people. There is a certain segment for whom it is not good for. But I don't think when you're putting the message out there, you have a way to funnel it or at least to leave out those people.
The problem that I see with this South Park episode that we have right here is not so much the message of body positivity. And I don't think, again, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have in concept. I think the way that it's being used right now, where you just tell anybody that and don't expect any kind of criticism for certain people, I think that's wrong.
It crosses the line because it encourages people to have that behavior, which led them to the place where they are.
Yeah. Again, I don't believe I don't believe in concept is fine. The way it's being used to where you just can't tell. Some people feel like you can't tell anybody. I think that's wrong. But, at the same time, with this episode, and again, I think you think that I'm targeting overweight people and saying like, don't be positive about yourself. And that's not what I'm saying at all. In fact, the thing with this episode right here and what I saw with comments, because I know that this is about the healthcare system.
Yeah, it's mostly about that.
Yeah, it's mostly about the healthcare system. I'm talking about the Lizzo thing. And I know that that's the thing. The Lizzo thing is what blew up today. I think one of the things that I saw with a lot of comments, and I see this all the time, is that now that this episode was done and now that people talking about Lizzo, even talk about Lizzo in this way, I might not agree with her actions. I might not think she's a great person for what she did with her sexual harassment charges. But people started going in and talking about her weight. And then people started just talking about fat people in general. And my whole thing with this is that I think it's good that, this is funny with Lizzo. I think it's good that South Park brought this up and they pointed out what I feel about, again, just being overgeneralized with the body positive message. But it's a very complicated issue. And what I saw a lot of people did, what they did with this in these comment sections, they came in with their ignorance of being overweight. Mm-hmm. It's a very, very, I see this all the time. And it's a very oversimplified attitude of just stop eating.
Yeah.
Get off your lazy ass and do something, Ah, man, if you weren't so lazy and hungry, then you'd be better. It's not, and it's not like that. It's not like that at all. And that's why I said I'm very sensitive about an issue like this. Mm-hmm. Because damn. See, you hear her coughing?
Yeah.
Yeah, just stop eating.
Just stop eating. You see this fat dog? You see how she's coughing? No, this is not body positivity. Don't do this. No, listen. The thing that I saw with people doing, coming in with these comments over this episode, I'm not blaming the episode at all. Episode, from what I hear, is I'll be honest, I didn't see it, but from what I hear, it's very smart. And South Park is very smart.
I found it quite brilliant, to be honest. I mean, I'm biased. I'm a big fan of South Park, but the layers that it goes into, like talking about, Ozempic and the way that it connects to Lizzo, thought it was pretty clever.
Yeah, I didn't see it, because I didn't have time today, but I like it, the idea behind it. I'm pretty sure it's smart, but the thing is, what a lot of people don't get about being overweight, because the people see this episode, they were going in talking about, I saw one guy talking about, man, I'm not the biggest person, but, fat people, y'all need to see this, because when you see this, y'all get ridiculed, you get laughed at, you need to stop being fat. And I'm like, all right, that to me, that really kind of bothered me.
He must not have watched all of the episodes.
Yeah, he totally misunderstood the point.
And there was a lot of people doing that because this is about Lizzo. All of a sudden, it turned into a weight issue. And, it just made me mad because I see this all the time. The world, but particularly this country, has a lot of ignorance when it comes to being overweight. And they don't take into account a lot of things.
Yeah.
For one, bodies are different.
Yeah.
It's hard. Man, I'm telling you. And I see this all the time online when I'm looking up health stuff. And I'm talking to people who looked at this and decided to make this a fat issue, a quote unquote fat issue right here. It's harder for some people to lose weight than others because, there are people in the gym that I see all the time online and, they're trying their hardest. And it's just harder for some people to lose weight than other people.
It's genetics.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of it is genetics. As a matter of fact, whenever you see somebody online trying to sell you some kind of powder or formula that'll get you abs or muscles like this, it's like, that's genetics that got them.
Yeah, yeah. So just like I think, I'm sorry, I think body positivity is not a healthy message, and when it's overgeneralized. But at the same time, I think it's also feeding into this whole thing of people just looking at fat people. See, this is why I don't like it, because now it's feeding into this attitude of like, if you're body positive, then you'd see. I told you, they're just fat and they don't want to do anything. They just want to be like they are. Because it is. You're right. It's genetics. Bodies are different. People, y'all don't even realize it's mental health. Yeah. Depression makes people eat sometimes. people find comfort in food because they just, just like they find comfort in drugs, just like people find comfort in gambling, just like people find comfort in sex. I mean, it's a destructive thing, but it's just, this is people. It's a mental condition, just like anything else. And depression makes people less active.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Economics. A healthy lifestyle ain't cheap.
Nope.
Try to, man, listen, I get it. I get it. When somebody says, man, I tried to be healthy, but I can't afford that.
Yeah.
Shit, I tried to be healthy and went broke. I had to go to McDonald's to go eat.
Yeah, those salads you talk about from Whataburger, that is way more expensive than a couple of burgers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it
that's
is.
true.
Actually, no, it's not.
It is more expensive, though.
Man, that combo meal costs about as much as that salad. I ain't letting nobody else look on that. That combo
Okay.
meal, I've done the same thing. I looked at a large Coke, a hamburger, and some fries. That's the same thing as that salad right there. But hey, listen, try to take your ass over to Whole Foods. Go to Sprouts or something like that. I mean, it's not. Go to a healthy restaurant. Where they got a theme. That shit is expensive.
Yeah.
Your ass is gonna be at Jack in the Box tomorrow, eating that punchy meal. I mean, listen,
$2 tacos.
But you think I'm joking, but that's why a lot of people have some problems, because it's easier to feed people on cheap food, cheap processed, nasty ass, fatty food, sugary food out there than it is to eat healthy. It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, the episode focuses on cereals, basically.
Oh man,
Like sugar.
Oh man, you really should watch this
Yeah,
episode. They got all the
bummed.
cereal mascots involved.
Oh man, I'm
And
gonna
it's
watch
hilarious.
this tonight.
Yeah. And it turns into some movies that you really like.
Yeah, did you know that like 1 in 3 men in America are overweight? 1 in 4. And we live in a society where it's almost encouraged, man. Because we don't know what to eat. I'll tell you this: there's it's just like I said, there's a sexism to it too.
Oh, definitely.
That's why you have that here. Because it's funny, man. Like I said, in at least in this country, I'm sure it's like this in a lot of places. Man can be big as hell, and still, be considered like kind of a sex symbol, as long as you got charisma. A dude's name is Biggie Smalls. They brag about how he was pulling women. Shit, I remember one of the earliest pimps that was doing this, Fred Flintstone. Fred Flintstone was fat as hell. But you better have a fine ass wife. Wilma was fine as hell.
Yeah.
I think that's why it was cool that this episode, like I didn't see it. I think it's cool that they were talking about the healthcare system, because the healthcare system is a part of the problem too.
Yeah, they went in, and what a labyrinth it is, how impossible it is to navigate, how you can get the what it takes to get the weight loss drugs, how much they cost, and a whole if you can't afford these drugs, then you get on Lizzo.
Yeah.
It's a goddamn shame we got to save these drugs for people with diabetes.
All the while, all the house moms are just taking it for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram models were apparently hoarding all this shit, and there was a shortage of it.
Boy, and they talking about people getting, you can tell now the people who are on this, because something's happening where their faces are starting to sag.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
They got that droopy dog look.
Yeah, their faces are looking like Cartman's body right now. Yeah,
you can't lose a bunch of weight instantly and not have that happen.
They saying people got these sags in their eyes right here.
Oh,
and you could tell that the medicine. What's it called?
Ozempic.
Ozempic. Yeah, I think they call it O face or Ozempic face or something. There's certain people they're looking at right now, and they're saying that they're starting to get these sags in their face.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. But yeah, like I said, I thought, like I said, I'm going to watch this tonight. But even, I was just pointing out a lot of people were missing the point of the episode and decided to make this a thing where they just target it and start attacking what they call, quote unquote, fat people.
Yeah, it's an internet thing. You read a headline and you react to that without reading the actual article.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the villain is so clearly the insurance company.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, nah, Lizzo.
No, Lizzo.
Yeah, that was
that bitch.
Yeah, like I said, because she decided to come in and comment, everybody's paying attention to that now, But I'm sure people are paying attention to the episode too.
Oh, yeah.
Some people saying I'm reacting to watching the episode. I told you I'm reacting to Lizzo. And somebody said, you exercising now, so you shaming fat people. I'm like, wow.
Grass is greener on the other side, isn't it, Coleman?
Wow.
Oh, you're one of those now.
Wow. 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 Okay. So
Yeah, you got no room to talk.
wow, man. I
Stay in your lane.
picked up a
Yeah,
dumb-
you skinny.
I picked up a dumbbell. All of a sudden, I hate fat. Oh, wow. Okay. Boy, y'all something else.
You need to show them the old you when you were eating all those Round Rock donuts.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been there.
Yeah, I mean, y'all talking trash, but listen, y'all don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through, all right? Yeah, you haven't walked down the roads I've walked down. Yeah, y'all. And by the way, I admitted I haven't seen the episode. I'm talking about just the news with Lizzo today and everybody deciding to make that an issue instead of the whole thing, because that's what really was making the news today. I can tell you, I'm not saying the episode's not any good, but this was making headlines all day. So, I don't know. Somebody always want to talk shit. Yeah, you fat. Whoever said no, I'm sorry. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.